Hi, everybody. This is Heather, and it's Wednesday. And as I'm recording this, it's St. Patrick's Day. Um, Although I think it's going to be a pretty subdued St. Patrick's Day pretty much across the country. But the other anniversary I wanted to note this week is yesterday, March 16th, is the first anniversary of the day I got a telephone call to say that the church at St. Luke's was going into lockdown because of COVID. We had had a really wonderful celebration the day before of Pie Day and had handed out our pie and given it to everybody. But by the next day, it became clear that we couldn't keep the church open anymore because of the risk of COVID. And what a wild year it has been. We've all kind of been riding that roller coaster through this whole year. It was about a year ago I started recording these messages and trying to reach out to you because I couldn't be there in person. And so therefore it was an opportunity to at least have a little point of contact with people every week, as well as our Sunday worship services, which we designed on the fly with about 3 days notice, maybe four, before we got the recording set up and ready to go to be able to bring you church online. Since that time, it's been a real tumultuous time in Canadian society. We have had many deaths from COVID, even here in Nova Scotia, where we have been exceptionally fortunate. A number of people have died because of the COVID. And in our neighbor to the south, the United States, they're up into the 500,000 range of deaths from COVID. And we grieve that loss. And we also grieve those who are left with long-term effects from the COVID disease. And that part hasn't really been fully realized. And even with the hope that the vaccine brings, it's not really clear when we're going to get back to normal. So with all that as context, just kind of summing up some of the tumultuous year that we have had. What I want to reflect on you is the comment, I think it might have been Winston Churchill, who said, never waste a good crisis. Every time that a crisis happens, things change. And because we as human beings are put together to understand that sometimes in a time of crisis, you need to make quick changes. A time of crisis is a time when real change and lasting change can happen. And so my challenge to you on this anniversary of COVID is to think through what in your life can change for the positive because of COVID. What can you take forward with you that is a change of something that before COVID you might not have been able to work up the energy to change, but now in the COVID environment where everything else has changed, you can make a change for that. And maybe a sub-challenge for that is, what can you do that's creative to respond to the time of COVID? Because I find when I make something, when I do a creative thing, when I sing music, when I make a thing I can hold in my hands, it seems to give me a little bit more power over what's going on. And I know that can sometimes make me feel like I can tackle everything else in my world that may or may not be right. So I just want to say I answered that challenge myself, and I'm going to show you. These are my COVID-versary pajama pants. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've been living in pajama pants. I have recorded many of these check-ins in pajama pants. I hope that's not telling too much of a secret. I think a lot of us have been sitting in meetings in pajama pants in the last year. So, but even more than that, I already had this fabric tucked away until somebody said, what are you going to do on your first anniversary of COVID? I said, obviously, I need to make these because we're at a time very close to Passover and Easter in our calendar. And you might remember that during Passover, one of the plagues that God sent, Moses sent to Pharaoh, or God sent through Moses, was a plague of frogs. So here I am with my pajama pants covered with little frogs, to remember the plague that we have just been. And when I wear them for the next, God knows how much longer I'm going to be doing meetings here in pajama pants, they will make me chuckle. I don't know what your particular passion is about this, but I challenge you to take this opportunity to make the crisis something that makes a positive change in your life. Because when you make that positive change, you're going to get so much ability to be able to deal with everything else that's around you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy 1-year anniversary. We haven't gone anywhere. We're still here. And we'll worship and talk to you soon.